Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Engaged Voters Podcast. My name is Anjali.
My name is Ariana.
I'm Jules.
And I'm Jada.
And today we're just going to be talking about a little bit about what we learned and what we want audiences to know about voting and civic engagement within our community and with your community as well.
Yes. Well, shout out Houston. That's where we are in Houston.
H-Town, hold it down. You know what I'm saying? Have to rep my city.
No, yeah. Shout out to the city. The city been going through a lot, but I feel like we rallied through. But I think we should, understand how important voting is, especially in the young community, in our community. I feel like we laugh and joke a lot online, but it is very serious on the things that we should be taking serious in the voting world. So I think, we should, but I think we should have more, in my opinion, I think we need more people talking about politics, but maybe in a fun way. Maybe we can do it or something, but I feel like somebody needs to take that. There's a lot of things about sports and stuff, and they break it down easily, but with politics, nobody be breaking it down, and maybe we need to break it down because nobody breaks it down.
Yeah.
What y'all think?
I definitely agree with you. That's one thing I wanted to speak about. When it comes to voting, it's more of a community effort. We really need somebody to grab our hands and walk with us to the poll, right? And it's like being in the Civic Institute, we're thinking, oh, voting is easy. Hey, go vote, go vote. It's more than just voting every 4 years, right? It's actually like, hey, Anjali, hey, Ariana, hey, Jules, what's important to you?
Right.
What issues are affecting you? Okay, well, maybe if we go before the board, we can, come to some common grounds, right? We get to decide about our local elections, our school board, etc., our lawyers, right? And it's not easy. Like Jules just said, how can we get people to want to do it and just think hey, well, I'm going to vote, but then what, right? Angela Rod mentioned, yeah, we're voting, but what are we gaining from it, right? So I think it's more of a community effort.
Right.
How can we come together, hold hands, and be like, hey, come on, let's kumbaya, let's get to the polls, and this is what we're fighting for. That's the bottom thing. And it's how can we get that message to our peers? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like you need to find an issue that you care about. I like how you addressed not just going out to vote for the presidential election, but getting out
more
there.
Than that.
Yes, you talked about school boards and not just putting on a sticker and saying I vote. Well, yes, that is good, but now what? You need to get engaged. You need to show up to those school board meetings. Maybe it's something else that you care about. Maybe it's environmental law. Maybe it's who knows, but whatever you're passionate about or you care about or something that's affecting you, because even if you're not voting, it's affecting you 1,000%.
Exactly.
Find something you care about, get a group together, and do your research and vote and influence others to vote as well. So yeah.
This is my hot take, but I think we gotta edit politics like a Love Island episode.
Yes, for real. I love
when
that.
Love Island was happening, everybody was voting.
Everybody.
And that vote
rallying.
had absolutely nothing to do with us. We were voting
I didn't
for other
even
people
watch.
to get money, but when it comes to stuff that has to do with us, majority of us don't vote.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch Love Island. I almost voted.
Never seen an
I almost
episode
voted because I was ready to be get her off here. TT, no.
Yeah.
And it's if we can vote for a relationship that's not going to end, because are y'all big on social media? So I check Instagram.
I do.
Right?
I love
and I'm
Instagram.
All these Love Island people, they're no longer together. They're
Right.
What was the reason for the show? But if we could take that same energy and get our people out there to vote,
I agree.
I just feel like it would be a different change. We could actually come together. And how you opened up, Jules, you was like, it's all about kumbaya, coming together. We have to stand united.
We
hey,
do.
You care about the Houston streets. I care about the Houston streets.
Right.
Let's go to District B. What can we do? We have to come together.
I think where it really comes into play is Gen Z. And I think with us, perhaps we need to have a bigger role in their offices, specifically in social media spaces.
Yeah.
Because one person that I'll shout out Jasmine Crockett.
Yes.
Her social media team is very good. Or even if you just see young people on TikTok, they're posting videos of her congressional hearings, what she's asking people and stuff. And so I feel like that gets people our age more involved in politics. Because I'm Jasmine Crockett shut down X, Y, and Z. I'm watching. Now I'm interested. So
we need some type of motivation, right?
Yeah.
To get out there. It's more so, hey, go vote. Who are we voting for? You can tell me to go to harrisvotes.com all day long. You can tell me to look at this ballot. What does this mean? I need you to tell me what this person is doing, what they stand for, and how they are trying to help my community.
No, that's true. I'm
so what issues do y'all think? What issues do y'all care about? Let's start there.
Can I go first?
Yes,
of course.
So I'm originally from New York, and then I moved to Houston. And where I lived in New York, it was severely underfunded, especially the school that I went to. There weren't a lot of clubs or resources. And then I moved to Texas, and I was like, the area specifically that I lived in Texas, I was like, wow, like it felt like High School Musical. Like I joke around all the time, but it really did. There was clubs, there was organizations. If you wanted to be a nurse, you could get a certification in high school to draw blood. If you wanted to be a lawyer, you could do forensic science and calculate the frequency and velocity of the bullet. But in New York, if you wanted to be a lawyer, you could watch the speech and debate club on YouTube of the high school team in Texas, but you couldn't join. And it's just like, why did some schools have resources and others didn't? And it was all dependent on your zip code. So that's what really got me interested into, I guess, educational inequality.
Yes.
Noticing that there was, disparity in access to resources for education. And then it continued in college too, because if you didn't have those, I guess, resources to prepare you for college, then you're kind of struggling in college a little bit as well. So, yeah.
No, yeah, education is big, and like when y'all was saying the school boards, like that's a whole nother world. Like, that's a whole nother ball game with politics and politricks. It's just a lot, and you know how it is with all the people and their emotions, and a lot of people, I think, just forget about what they're truly there for, and they're worrying about their own personal agenda. So I think worrying about the kids, or it's really the most important thing, no matter what zip code it is. Like, everybody should have an opportunity, and everybody should have the same resources across the line, even when Abbott coming in and into Harris County, we don't really care for him too much, and that's why we need to go vote.
Yeah. And that's why civic engagement is really important, right?
I'm looking at the camera because
we got to go vote, and that's why civic engagement really is important, right?
It is.
Honestly, no vote is a vote for the other team, and people don't realize
they
that.
don't understand that.
Right.
Oh, well, my voice doesn't matter. I'm so tired of hearing that from people my age, y'all. I'm 29, and I'm just so tired of hearing it. That's why I joined this institute. It's like, what knowledge can I take back to my peers to get them to understand that your voice does matter, your count does matter, and it's like the only way it's gonna be able to change is if we actually grab their hand. You know what? I'm gonna show you. Come to the poll with me on November 3rd. Let's go vote. Let's go do this together. Let's put up these congressional districts. Let's see who they are going for.
Right.
What's the oppositions? What's the prop? What is it? And it's really a team. They say it take a village. You mentioned the kids.
It do take a village.
They say the kids are the future. How are the kids the future when y'all don't care about their education?
Right.
You don't care about their health.
You got to carry them.
Taking away, what is it, Medicaid? We spoke about Medicare. Taking away all these resources for the lower community. How is that going to impact
which all affect us?
Yes.
And like Angela Rye mentioned in one of our meetings, I feel like our generation kind of wants instant gratification, and that's not, if instant gratification isn't going to come with civic engagement. Like, you got to keep on consistently showing up. As history has shown us, you can't just vote one day and the next day be like, oh, it's all happy-go-lucky.
Right.
Sunshines and rainbows, we did it, y'all. No, you're going to be disappointed. Not just once, not twice, 3, 4, 5 times, but you got to keep on showing up for your community. And I feel like a way to, I guess, not get discouraged in a very discouraging world, as we've been speaking on, is to remember your why. Like, I mentioned how it's education for me. What might it be for you guys? Like, what's your why, I guess, into why you want to vote, or why you want to encourage others to go out and vote?
I think more so is really just making sure, like, our community, the Black community, is truly being taken care of. Because I feel like a lot of times we're not being taken care of, and we have those same arguments and same sentiments for years since we've been here in the United States, and we get close, and then everything just kind of goes into back to where it was, or getting close to back to where it was. And my biggest thing is always just making sure the Black community is taken care of, because we do not be getting taken care of in the ways that matter. And I think Angela Rye made a really good point in regards to, yes, we're voting Democrat, yes, we're voting for the people that's blue, but what are they truly doing to help our communities that actually matters? They know we're going to vote blue. They know them Black people they gonna block vote most of the time.
Right.
But what are we gonna do? What do we request for them? What are we gonna demand from them? And that was a really good point, because I just be voting blue, and I'm like, they gonna help us out, and just hope that they help us out, rather than, no, like, this is the Black caucus, and we do not plan about these. Like, we had communities, we had these people that it had fear into these hearts of, like, okay, when the Black Panther Party come around, we know they're not playing. Like, when we see MLK, when we see these civic leaders, we know they're not playing. I feel like Candace Matthews and Quantum X need to go out there and, you know, they go into Popeyes and everything. Like, maybe, like, you know, we need to be going to these politicians and getting in their face and being like, why are you voting against Third Ward? Why are you voting against Sunnyside? Why are you voting? And ask them these questions in their face. They're making us very uncomfortable in our lives every day, and they live a very comfortable life. And I feel like we have to make them uncomfortable so they can truly understand what's going on in these worlds that they have no knowledge. Well, they have the knowledge of, but they just don't care. And we have to start making these people care in ways that is truly beneficial to our community. So that's one thing I'm very passionate on, is making sure the Black community is being taken care of. Because, baby, they do not care if we don't say nothing.
Yeah, and honestly, I'll build up off of that. Like,
yes.
I think I've mentioned this throughout the last few weeks, but like I'm very passionate about like the redistricting and like making sure that we're all equally represented in a way that's, you know, representative of us, because that's what the founding fathers wanted to a degree.
Okay.
But I don't. It's just. I think it's a dual kind of argument.
Yes.
Like on one hand, as we kind of spoke of already, like there's some people who think that their vote doesn't matter. But then when you look at kind of what's being done on the broader arena or whatever, you're seeing that people are actively trying to take that right, or at least dilute it a little bit. So like the Black vote doesn't matter, or the Hispanic vote doesn't matter. And it's like only the vote of like white Texans, white Christian Texans that matters. So I'd say that's one issue that I care about. And then also, you and I have very similar backgrounds. It's so crazy because I also grew up in New York. I grew up in Harlem, and I moved to Houston maybe like 7 years ago. But something that I think about a lot with like the education system, particularly in New York, was, so I went to an all-Black school. And even though all the kids were like mostly Black, we had a lot of young white teachers. And I think, yes.
How was that?
Yes. What? It was like white teachers in like maybe like their early 30s or like late 20s.
Okay.
But what I realized was, especially growing up, was that like these teachers did not know how to deal with us.
Right.
And to whatever degree, like we were bad, we were also kind of funny. But it's like if you don't grow up in those environments and you don't grow up with adults who had similar backgrounds, or you yourself were in that background, like you're not going to understand like what these children are dealing with.
Right.
And so what I did see was one big issue. They would kind of like respond to us in like a very like punitive sense. Like we had like demerits, and if you got a certain amount of demerits,
we used to have demerits.
You had to go.
No, yeah.
And I remember my little bad self, we had a gold standard and we had a silver standard. And I never wanted to be in gold standard, because gold standard, like they got to go to like a restaurant or something. And silver standard got to go to a bookstore.
Not they put y'all in classes.
No, they put us in classes, which is fucked up. So I would be bad. I would be a little bad because I wanted to go to the bookstore.
Okay.
Like, I didn't want to get that little restaurant. I didn't care
My
about
friends
that.
in a bookstore.
No, yeah.
Educated.
No, yeah.
The book fair be going on now. You know?
No, I'll be there. But for like kids who like really didn't give a... Can I curse on this?
Yeah.
Okay, for kids who really didn't give a fuck and they were just like, okay, I'm finna do what I'm gonna do, or like I'm not gonna respect your authority because like you don't understand who I am, or like what, you know, my family's like dealing with. They just, you know, would do what they do. And it's like now when I kind of look at some of the people that I grew up with, like we're in vastly like different scenarios. So like the other thing that comes with that is like school to prison pipeline, or kind of like where people are going after like this education system just sort of behind. So
no, like that's honestly very deep, because making kids feel like they're not even enough because they're not in a certain status is already a lot. Like that's a lot of pressure, and you may not care in regards of the gold status, but there is some care of feeling like you belong, or you want to be that best that you can be. And girl, that is a lot. I cannot believe that was. Does that still happen? You know if they still happen at your school?
I don't know. They're a little different.
Okay.
They like moved.
I'm hoping they grown from
They
Times
moved a
have
few
changed.
blocks and stuff.
Okay, because we used to have demerits too.
I don't like it.
But
I
didn't like it either. It was
you do something bad, you get deducted.
yeah.
Okay, so
ours was like 2 points.
We had
2 points each demerit.
We had like this like spreadsheet, and everybody's name would be in a row, and then in the columns they would have like different things. Like you can get like a demerit for like being distracted or distracting your classmates. You can get like several. If, like,
I would have been kicked out of school then.
No
What?
facts. We used to get married for like interrupting prayer. Like it was a lot. Like it was a lot. I used to get the marriage for a little dumb. If you're late, talking. But I used to go about 2 points, and you had 20 demerits before you got Saturday school, and then Saturday school cost $100. So like it was just.
You went to pay?
But I went to private. It was a private school, so you know they trying to get the money.
I went to a charter school. We didn't
in her way. What state was this?
Crazy.
This was in Houston, St. Pius, the 10th high school.
Oh, y'all was our rivals. I was at WCS, Westbury Christian.
Yes,
y'all was our rivals.
St. Pius, child. Shout out to St. Pius. Shout out to St. Pius.
Wow.
Go Panthers, baby. But no, yeah, our Demerit Simpsons was like that too. I had Saturday school one time, and that was it, because my mom was like, I'm not paying for you to. I'm already paying for you to go to school. Now I'm paying for Saturday school? No. Yeah. So that was that. But definitely that's deep in regards to just feeling police, like the police scene. Yeah. And we can talk about the police. I mean, like I was talking about Tanisha earlier in the sessions of the civic leadership. Like HPD got its issues, but HPD low-key is like one of the better.
They better than NYPD.
Hell is hell. But they better did a lot of other police departments. I did do a research on their police department and just seeing how it can be better of being policing. And in 2020, when all this stuff was happening, were y'all out here during that time? Mm-hmm. Did y'all protest during that time?
I didn't.
Oh, y'all you did? I don't. Yeah, I'm not a big protester in the street.
I was
nervous. It was a lot going on at that time.
Like, that was scary.
There was a lot going on.
I feel like that was a big time low key in energy with a lot of people. I felt like we was together as a community. Like a lot of people was on the same page. But I guess no big elections was going.
But we also had nothing to do. But
we didn't have nothing to do. And I was going to talk about that. We're really distracted. We're very distracted. Like I was saying that earlier today when I was at work. I was like, child, we literally have like a thing in our face because a lot of stuff is going on behind it, but we're stuck like this. Like we're stuck on what's the next thing we need to buy. You know, consumerism, TikTok. You know, like yes, it's good, but it's a lot of things that's going on that you're able to just escape into another world and not really worry about. Like how white privilege is. I feel like we have technology privilege right now. Like we're able to just shut out and not really worry about what's truly affecting us every day, and then we get pissed when it happens.
And I'll bring it back to on one of our sessions, I think you actually brought this up, how people, like we were asking like why people don't want to get involved, why they don't want to vote. It's because they're comfortable. Like we've been we have the privilege.
We comfortable.
And you even brought up the middle class.
Yes.
How it's going to take the middle class being a little bit, riled up and being uncomfortable for us to see like a huge surge and like people our age going out
don't shoot me out
voting. So yeah, I kind of like how this is all rounding back to what you were talking about earlier.
No facts, like
unless people are not unless they get uncomfortable, they don't feel the need to go out and vote. But it's affecting you. Even if you're it's still affecting you every single day.
But we are voting.
What if we are uncomfortable, but we don't realize that we're uncomfortable?
That's true.
And I think a lot of people are. I think when I do say that, a lot of people are very uncomfortable. But I think there's just so much you have to worry about. It's like I really don't have time to worry about that right now because my bills is due. And like it really do be like that, and I get that, like, cause your bills is due. Like I do have a bill, like I got it. I have mouths to feed.
But I'll say something with a little bit of tough love. You do have bills to pay, but also it's gonna catch up. Like you're gonna get
it's
the
two
effects
sides.
So it's like you kind of have to find that balance.
Yes, that's what. And we are distracted, but they're also making it very hard for the average. Knowledge is power, and I really do think that they want us to stay stagnant with our knowledge right now. So we're not. The average person don't truly understand what they're doing, because baby.
But it's crazy though, because we have access to.
We have so much.
But also, people don't know what they
don't know. They don't know. You don't know what to look up.
Upcoming elections, there's so much emphasis on primaries, right? They're not saying, "Hey, we have an election coming up in District B, or we have an election coming up for this zip code or this district," right? So people don't know what they don't know, right? And then that's why I'm passionate about the youth, right? So I've done a lot of work with mentoring the youth, coaching, just being like a positive influence for them.
Period.
And just somebody they can look up to. Like literally, I just did a civic engagement event over the weekend, and I'm asking all my little cousins that just turned 18, are you registered to vote? They're like, yeah, I'm registered to vote. Okay, cool, girl, because if not, I got my VDR in the trunk.
I know that's
right. To register you to vote. But it's like, it starts with the youth, right?
It do.
So it's like, we have to teach them. We have to show them. Like, hey, you're unhappy about this. I keep hearing like, oh, well, I'm tired about I'm tired of gang violence, or I'm tired of these raggedy streets, or I'm tired of this, or I'm tired of that. Okay, love, we're all tired of it. Our ancestors have been tired of it.
Yes.
What are we gonna do?
Right.
Just like when Tanisha sent the information yesterday to our group message, and I was reading, and it said Reverend Al Sharpton and Martin Luther King III was gonna be on the March on Washington this month, and the end of this month. And I'm just like, see, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
These people are pioneers.
Right.
They have been around for a long time. The work will never be done. And so here we are, we young, and our people are like, oh my gosh, like, we need answers today. We need answers today. We just voted. When is that yellow man that orange man getting out? Babes, we've been doing this work for decades, for centuries.
Yeah.
We have a while to go. And it's just like, let somebody know, hey, because people don't know what they don't know. But if you talk to your peers and you talk to your colleagues and you do the same, then you'll probably understand, like, oh, they really don't know to go to the poll and
They
vote.
don't, yeah.
They don't.
And they don't know what they're voting for, And a lot of people, don't feel comfortable when they don't know what they're doing. So they'll rather just not do it because, like,
That's true.
Yeah,
Sure.
they just, what,
I'm
whatever.
sure that's what they say, child.
But then again, they're not realizing them not voting, that's passing it on to the next party.
Exactly.
So if we want Texas to be all blue again, we have to show up. Because I have so many friends and peers, like, they don't vote. They've never voted. So now my goal is what? Babes, I need you to go vote. Like, what I'm saying? Can you come with me to vote? Do you know 3 people that you can get to go vote? Do you know 3 people? Do you know 3 people?
I was say, thankfully, my community,
And
we
that's
be
all
voting.
it takes. Like, just knowing somebody, like, hey,
We be holding the
I'm
thing.
trying
Okay.
to become an avid voter, so let me take those that aren't, voting, right? Because the whole point of this podcast was to teach somebody who don't know about voting.
Right.
Or to teach
And
somebody
connect to those
something,
ones.
Right. And so it's like, what better way to do it than to do it? We got to put our boots on the ground, and we got to get active.
And we got to hit them in all places. We got to be in the Savoy having signs. Go vote. Like, we really got to be in
If we got to be at Frenchie's in the hood, in Fifth Ward,
passing out.
up.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Chicken Plus on the north side. Shout
okay,
out to the
Trill
north side.
Burger, they're very official with
Come on,
Bun B and them. So we gotta post up at Trill Burger while the black folks
No,
eat their
for real.
burgers,
Yes.
paying for them $high burgers, doing good in what the economy.
Like just maybe like little flyers, just like maybe like a little information card.
Yeah, we have to do so. We can't just keep saying
We can't.
Gosh, we gotta get our people.
Right,
What
right.
did Angela say?
Right, because we don't.
Wasn't there.
But that was a good one. Like,
It was
Angela
good though.
did,
We recapping it for you for real.
Angela was like, I'm like, ooh, I hate
Boots
to be
on
on
the
her.
ground right now.
Yes.
Y'all got to get creative.
No, yeah, baby. She
Whatever.
said we wasn't doing enough. Okay.
Yeah,
No, I love
Not
voting like
indirectly.
would never
She's
be enough.
indirectly.
Surprised
It
with
was.
the results because
there's
Yes.
commissioner's court. People don't realize there's
Y'all know-
commissioner's court. There's things
Yeah.
you can do, like
They
reaching
get
out to
down.
your congressmen, your
Damn, honey.
congresswomen, your
Yes.
council members.
Yeah.
Like there are people there that are willing to listen. We just think like, oh, like you said, they don't care about the black community. They don't care about the brown community. They only care about the high class.
Right.
So
I
get
mean,
them
that's
to
what
care.
it looks
Yeah,
like,
get
but we have to get them to care.
Yeah.
We got to
We
go
have
to
to-
Commissioner
I'm
Ellis'
about to say, we gotta
office. Be like,
start.
hello.
And showing up to these meetings, I think too. I
And hold our
honestly
other
never.
people, accountable. It's not
Yes.
just Commissioner Ellis,
It's
right?
not.
It's 4 of them. So we have to hold everybody accountable to the same higher standards.
Yeah, I was gonna
And
say.
do because they all have power
Yeah,
in the
if
ways
you
that we
can't-
look at.
If you don't
it.
have the time to show up to meetings or be outside, start a conversation because a conversation can go a long,
Yes, a long
way.
way.
Yeah.
Go up to somebody, maybe somebody that's active, that's always voting, saying like, "Oh, what are you voting for? How do I vote? What are the issues that you're interested in?" Because starting a conversation can go a long way. If you're not, very outgoing, you don't want to make a poster, but if you do it. You
Right.
just gotta get creative and get the word out there because that's what matters. We just gotta start. Okay, we gotta start so we can get somewhere. We gotta start.
Yes.
Like just like all of us, we have the knowledge we need to take back to our peers. A lot of peers don't know. And like Angel Lee just said, it starts with the conversation. And I literally had that in my notes. I was gonna speak on that. But it
That's why we're
takes
here.
a conversation. Somebody who doesn't know, hey, well, I have a little bit of knowledge. Let's sit down, let's grab a coffee. I don't drink coffee, but let's grab a drink or whatever and let's talk about it. Because all it takes is that conversation.
Right.
One conversation can open up a whole bunch of doors.
And look at us. It took how many weeks of conversations, and now we know so much more about
No, facts.
voting. Because
Yes.
prior to this, I knew voting could be a hassle for some people, but
Yeah.
after this, I didn't realize like how difficult it can be for certain demographics to
It's
just get out
layers.
there and vote. There is
a lot of
layers
layers.
to this stuff. Like once you think you got through the last layer, there are 5 more layers. to
Right.
still
Peeling it back,
Right.
peeling it back,
It's so hard for people to get out there and go and vote. Not because they don't want to sometimes, but they just simply can't.
They
Like,
can't.
intimidating.
And it's intimidating. It's like, baby, I tried.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it's
literally
like
how
you
people
can lead
feel.
the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink.
You
know?
can, especially when you're just going through so many steps, and the steps are very intentional,
And
especially in Texas.
Our
they
people
know.
are so frustrated right now
Very.
with the economy, with the jobs, with everything
is high.
that's going on. Stuff is high, babes, but don't take it out on your neighbor. Hey, neighbor, let's team up and let's see how we can make this community better for everybody.
Right.
Because we all mad. What is going to be mad? What is that going to do? What will that accomplish?
Paying for a war.
You know, you can't act or react off emotions,
That
you know?
part.
Yeah.
And so it's like we got to put our feelings aside, but you know, do what we got to do. And
No,
it's
we
like
do.
we got to put our foot down, pull our big girl panties and, you know, pants up and gentleman pants.
Hold on.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, come on now, like, because it starts with us, right?
Right.
So we got to, when we leave
do.
this podcast, we got to disperse. We got to go to our peers. We got to
Right.
do what we got to do.
I wanna go to
within our
True Burger.
networks.
Okay, because I'm not playing.
Okay.
I'm finna get on
and then they
Canva.
put one over there on my side of town. They sure did. Over
They got
there by,
one on
like,
my side of town too.
Spring and,
Yes. Over there, girl. Yes. I have to go rally over there for real.
Okay.
No, because yes.
We meet up and do that.
And it's a lot of black people in Spring. We're gonna have to get them
It is.
together.
It really is.
But like I said, we can barely vote, and we can barely vote over there. But
Elaborate on that for people who don't know what she's talking about.
well, it's Spring. Well, I live in that Spring area, and there is some elections I really cannot vote in. Like I be trying to vote, I be like going out there, vote, y'all vote, and I can't even participate in the votes that I am talking about. So it do kind of suck in that regard. But I do speak up and try to tell people, like, if you do live in these counties, if you do live in a specific zip code, definitely go vote for what is happening to you, because that is who's taking care of your neighborhoods, who's taking care of those roads, and who's allocating more money to the district or area that you are in. And I definitely have been to a couple council meetings, and I think it's important for us as young people as well, because I think I've seen a lot of our elders in those meetings speaking about the things that they are speaking about, but it's also important for us to go in there and speak about things that we're passionate about as young people. You know, voting affects literally every single thing. It's like literally everything in regards matters. So if you have something that's passionate about it, go talk about it. Like, go talk to your council person, go talk to the commissioner, express about it, so we can make the city of Houston and whatever place that you live a better place, because that's truly what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know, and it's crazy because have y'all been seeing on social media where they're trying to label Houston as one of the most dangerous cities ever? And I'm like, bro, wait, you got Chicago,
I knew it was coming.
you got Louisiana, you know, you got so many, Detroit, Michigan, you got so
It's
many
all the
places
states that didn't vote for him, or all the little cities.
Okay, well that's a little T. You know what I'm saying?
like,
but it's just like,
Ever
don't do
is a
Houston like
strong
that.
statement.
Maybe if we
No,
came
come on.
together,
Ever?
what's that?
I said ever. No, like for to say like ever. Like,
Right,
okay,
right,
now
yeah.
come on. Maybe
But
in the
it's
last
just like-
couple years. But I don't know. Houston is very wide too. So
But in the news now, it's like it's starting to turn into GTA. You get what I'm
Oh.
saying? They are starting to do crazy stuff. Like
I don't even watch
watch
the
the news like
news.
that, but it pops up on my feed. Technology is an MFer. Like it pops up like when I'm going to
No
bed,
facts.
when I'm trying to eat. Like and it's
Oh.
just like the crazy stuff that's been going on. Why are we trying to kill police? Why are we going to high speed? Why are we robbing Brinks trucks? I saw somebody hit a Brinks trucks yesterday.
well, girl, people hungry.
Exactly, and that ties me to my
Right.
next point. They're
Crime is
hungry.
only
That's
there
why crime
because-
is rising,
exactly.
because they got to get it somewhere, right?
That's
Robbing and killing and stealing came from somewhere. It came from people not having nothing.
It came from people not being taken
So how
care
can
of
we
by
get
the
our
government
people-
that we vote
How
for.
can we get our people to have those resources
Yeah.
that they need so they're not out here robbing and jugging and doing all of the other crazy stuff? Like,
Conniving.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's just like, man,
No,
something's
yeah.
got to give. Because we're young
And-
and we see it. You
And
know?
I think the biggest thing is I feel like a lot of like to give the community some props. We are out there voting. Like we are really doing the big ones. Like the numbers can be there. It can be better, but I do feel like the mass majority is on the same page, or maybe half majority is on the same page. But I feel like I don't know, like I feel like I be around a lot of like-minded people, and maybe that's maybe my small community, but I really do feel like we all have the same sentiment. It's just really just being about what we're talking about. I feel like a lot of us talk about it, but it's just like, okay,
It
how
ain't
can we
about
really
shit.
be intentional?
Yeah.
Child? You know, we do our best,
Of
but
just be talking, like-
but we really gotta walk it.
Yes.
We really do have to walk
goes
it.
into it though, and I think one question I want to pose to y'all, just like,
Uh-oh.
Yes.
but also for the audience,
Yes.
Yes.
because we all vote. But what is kind of like y'all's process or like the steps that you take when you're getting ready to vote? Like walk me through kind of like what y'all do, because I know for me, like
Is that a process?
What election did I vote in? I voted in the last one.
Yes.
But I remember, was it the primary where they had like a split, like Democrat?
Yes. I said, girl.
That was really weird. But for me, like I had went and I had like printed out my ballot in advance.
Oh, okay.
I was going through and I was like,
yes.
through everything.
I took the ballot with me too. Yeah. My mom was like, "Hey, girl, take this with you," and I'm like, "You can't do that." She was like, "Yes, you can." I did not know that, you know. So I went in there with that ballot, and that helps.
You can.
It helps.
And one thing that also helps me is, because I do love Instagram. Shout out to Instagram. There's a lot of pages that are very active, especially during the election season, and they be posting cheat sheets, like
that's
a lot, you know. And I try to repost for my peers so they can see, like, hey, you know, you don't have to directly vote what they're voting, but at least look at what they're saying about the voters, because they're breaking it down. Like, there's a lot of different pages that, if you are curious, you can find information. But I just think we just have to be a little bit more intentional with our curiosity and actually looking stuff up, and just being very intentional and doing the work so we can know who we actually voting for. So that's what I usually do. Look at the cheat sheet, and then I'll bring my little piece of paper.
See, our people are lazy now. You know, like you said, do the work.
Instant gratification.
I was gonna say I made a little cheat sheet before I went in. I didn't know. I know like some things they were iffy about. Sometimes they wishy-washy, but you can and can't bring in.
Right.
And so I didn't bring my cheat sheet in. So I was really in the library because I was in college at the time. And that's a whole nother thing.
Yes.
Having to switch your residency and making sure you register the vote and
exactly.
So after I got all that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna vote. But I was like, I need to know what I'm voting for. So I went and I did my research on every candidate that was on the ballot, everything that I need to know. I didn't know I could bring it in though.
You can bring it in.
I just found that out at the last election.
You can bring it in. Just conniving. I used to have it in my pocket, but I guess I was being sneaky about something that I didn't know that I shouldn't be sneaky about. So
it does feel like that. It feels like
I'm like, wait, what's the name? What's again? Like, it be a lot of people.
No, for real. Like,
and that was a long voting. Like, we was in there. I was like, child.
That was like 7 pages.
Okay,
like that was
70. Like, it honestly felt like I was in there for a long time. I was just like, child, but
start testing.
I'll do it every time, okay? But I felt like it was a lot of people on the ballot, but it was needed. You know, we showed up.
Yeah.
But it was very weird. That was my first time voting in the primary, obviously, because I did not know we separate with Democrat, Republican. I felt like I was in the 60s or something, like coloreds and whites at that point. That's what I felt.
That's funny.
I gotta fact check that because I don't remember doing that.
I've never remember, but I'm a young tenderoni. Well, not that young, but I guess I've never been that many primaries to vote in to experience that.
Yeah, same.
And a lot of times I was in college, and I was really sending my vote in from where I was. So.
And speaking of college, can I touch on something really quick?
Touch.
So I don't like how, as college students, they're like, oh, register to vote, and they get you to register to vote in your school county. Then you're coming home trying to vote for your local stuff, and you can't do it because you can't do it. And so I'm trying to teach my little cousins, hey, I know you're off at Prairie View, I know you're off at Texas State, whatever school you're at, but make sure you are also registered to vote where you live, because that's what matters.
I will say, when I was in college, I went to college in Massachusetts for my 2 years. And I remember, what was this, 2022? I had applied to get my mail-in ballot because I was like, you know what? I'm going to vote
I know that's right.
In this election. I was so serious. Y'all, I did everything. I filled out the paper. I sent it in on time. You think I ever got that ballot? Nope. Never did. Never did.
And you're not the only one.
That must be the stolen ballots.
It's like, even if you have good intentions and like you still want to, like, okay, like I want to vote.
Right.
They do everything to put a stipulation on us to stop us from trying to cast that vote.
Trick.
They know what they're doing. Oh, Ariana, I'm pretty sure they pulled up your demographics and saw that she was African American. Oh, she's not getting that mail-in ballot.
And in Massachusetts, they knew
I know that's right.
You said it like you said.
That's exactly what she said. Nah, because where she at? And you still, that's crazy.
I'm glad y'all brought up those points, and I like that that in our personal stories you can see there's multiple barriers to voting.
Right.
So before you vote, it's important to do your research, because we mentioned how college students, like, imagine your college student, you don't know that you have to
because I did not know. They got me.
That make sure you do your research.
Thankfully,
you make sure you got the proper ID, because
and ask questions. I really do think that's a big thing. A lot of people are just scared to ask questions. Like, just ask. Like, nothing is, it might feel crazy, but a lot of times, a lot of people are going through the exact same thing that you're going through. So if you just ask and just be like, hey, I've been worrying about this. Like, a lot of people ask me about different questions about what's going on. I'm like, girl, I don't know, but I'm gonna look it up and figure it out for you. Like, we're gonna sit here on Google and figure it out. Even if I don't know either, I feel like just be curious. Like, curiosity is a lot. It can really heal a lot of things.
Curiosity killed the cat.
When you think of something.
And closed mouths don't get fed.
And closed mouths do not get fed. Okay, because my stomach is growling already, and I'm already talking about it. So you got to speak up.
I like how you brought up be curious. So to end on the note of, I guess that's like you're more like be curious about voting. Go ask your peers. Are there any other things you guys want to say? Like one last thing. My thing, like I'm gonna piggyback off of that and say, closed mouths don't get fed. Go ahead and advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't just stop at the vote. Keep applying pressure.
There's no such thing as a dumb question. Ask, because you never know.
You never know.
Somebody else may have those same questions or same concerns. Just ask.
If you like drama, go watch the news and go watch some politics.
No, literally, it's just as
you will
dramatic.
find you a good story.
Yeah,
jumping out your seat.
You would.
Yeah,
and your vote will actually count for something if you do.
Right. Not for something hypothetical or
some money you're never gonna.
Okay. That is funny.
Everybody wants some money these days. Nothing is free no more. I want some money too.
JG went word. 877 cash now. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that?
Yeah, well, thank you guys for joining us on the Engaged Voters podcast. We had a great time getting to know each other these past couple weeks.
Yes.
You know,
Shout
getting
out.
different speakers from across Houston. Angela Ross.
Yes.
Shout out to Engaged Voters.
Cheers to Engaged.
Shout out
Make
to
sure you vote.
Keisha.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Cheers, y'all. Hey, group.
Oh, my bad.
Thank you.
It's so far.